when lives are on the line.
Are there any obvious injuries?
These men and women will risk theirs
The lad who was driving's got blood coming out of his face.
to save yours.
RTC trap.
They deal with the most serious injuries.
The patient is described as bleeding heavily.
Directly below his ear.
There's a lot of blood there.
The most critical illnesses.
The reports of a male who's in cardiac arrest, and without any action, the patient will die.
The 2 Yorkshire Air Ambulances cover Britain's biggest county.
Mark?
Yes, I'm doing the run.
No, you're not doing a run. You were doing a run.
5 million people rely on them
All right, sorry, sweetheart.
to deliver cutting-edge emergency medicine
Yeah, we're just going to go to sleep. He's not looking particularly good.
at high speed.
If you can activate your major hemorrhage protocol.
Every day brings high stakes.
So in terms of injuries, there's any possibility here.
So she's been this side of the caravan.
Yep.
This part of the structure.
Yeah.
Right. Looks to have gone clean over her.
High risks.
10-year-old Spanish-speaking female. She's run out between parked cars. They've clipped her leg. Which one was mum? This is mum here.
And mom. Estos chicos no te van a hacer daño.
The hardest thing dealing with kids is they're trying to keep them calm.
And high drama.
50.
He's turned on me, doesn't he?
Got a bit feisty.
Yeah.
If you've broken the rib at the bottom, there's a chance it might have just nicked the spleen.
It's high summer and the holiday season is underway.
That's 98 Alpha Leader, that's a bus message. This is from North 45 and box over Wakefield.
Dr. Paul Onion and the team have been called to an accident at a caravan park.
We're going to an out-of-area job just outside of Yorkshire. Sounds like we're going to an elderly patient that's trapped under a caravan. We don't have much more information than that at the moment. Obviously it's a massive, what we call mechanism or injury, so there's several things that could have happened. Has this person been knocked to the floor? Has a wheel gone over them? Are they actually physically kind of trapped with the caravan sat on top of them? So in terms of injuries, there's any possibility here.
Pilot Gary must get his medics on the ground.
I've got the caravans. We're going to have to land down the road in that site. There's no access from there now.
He's landed choppers in war zones, but he'll need all his skill today.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. I can't see anywhere to land. Does the fence go all the way down, or is it just... Yeah, there's all the way down to them 6 or 7 terrace houses. There's a fireman running down the road here. I wonder if he's going to cut this fence down here. Okay, mate, come in left side, mate.
Gary's trying to squeeze Helimed 99 onto a patch of waste ground.
That's a rapid descent. I had a long way to go down, and because I'm very close, so... Yeah, it looks like they let that gate beat. I assume we approach the middle of him, and we'll have a taxi around the caravans. Got the chimney on the left-hand side, can't see no wires. Okay, mate.
It's a difficult landing, with a host of obstacles to avoid.
The rubble behind us, Gary, it's higher than the ground that you're going to land on. I'll keep an eye on the tail. Yes, have you got this where it drops away? It's behind you. Yeah, mate, I'm going to land on the back.
The whole team are working together.
Good left, Andy. You're looking good left, mate, yeah. What's tail like? Yeah, tail's good, mate.
And finally, they're down.
Yeah, leave us out, cleared out. Do you want me to spring anything, guys? I'll be blood again. I'll be blood again, yeah. All right.
The accidents happened in a yard where touring caravans are stored.
Hi, yes, how are we doing?
The patient was crushed by the family caravan in a freak accident.
Jennifer, 69 years old.
Hi, Jennifer. Keep still, darling.
She's been this side of the caravan.
Yep.
This part of the, call it multi-mover, this part of the structure.
Yeah.
Right. Looks to have gone clean over her, okay, and it's come this way. She complains of a lot of pain in this area and shortness of breath initially when we got to her.
Ground paramedics have been fighting to stabilise pensioner Jennifer.
Looks to be broken wrist, forearm where we can see.
Jennifer, hi there, my name's Pete.
Yeah, we will, yeah.
So what we're going to do now, because that's run over round your hips and your pelvis, we're going to put a binder on. If you fractured anything then, or if there's any injuries, it'll just stop them from worsening as we move you. Okay?
It's feared she's bleeding internally. It's life-threatening.
As we're doing all this, if anything changes, if you get any strange sensations, then just tell us straight away, will you? Yeah?
It looks like Jennifer's pelvis is shattered.
You take a deep breath for me. Where's that? Is that around your pelvis? It is. Does that hurt there? It's down there. So is it mainly down into your groin?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was helping her husband Martin park up the caravan after returning from holiday. The site owner saw what happened.
Martin's put the caravan back with the motor mover, which enables them to put it back with ease. But then he's gone round the front, put the hitch cover on and forgot to put the handbrake lever on. So he's taken the motor mover off, and Jennifer unfortunately had been at the front of the caravan and it's pulled Jennifer down the road and run her over. But normally he's pretty good, he's an ex-mechanic type thing, bodybuilder. Unfortunately accidents happen that quick, you can't prevent them.
Jennifer is critically injured. The team fear broken bone shards from her pelvis have punctured a major blood vessel.
Where's that?
Paramedic Pete wants to prevent the bleeding getting worse.
It's just a splint that's going to keep it nice and rigid. It'll just mean when we move you, it's not going to move around uncontrolled, okay?
Jennifer's being transferred to a stretcher for her flight to hospital.
Okay, ready, steady, move.
But every movement is agony.
Just lift your foot, sweetheart, that's it. Yeah, I think that's as good as we're going to get down there.
Where's the worst of your pain, my love?
In my groin.
In your groin, yeah. Okay, ready, steady, move. It's just run out the O2, innit?
Okay, sorry about that.
If you can, my love, we're just going to try and pull your legs straight.
Left leg's down, so just bear with us 1 minute.
You've got enough room there. Okay, good. Do you guys just want to grab the stoop then and walk? Yep. So just nice and steady. Ready, steady, move.
At last, she's out from under the caravan.
That's the worst of everything done now. Jennifer, can you bring your toes up towards you? Okay, just going to feel up your legs now. Any pain there?
It's inside my tummy, inside my ribs.
In your tummy and your ribs.
Jennifer's husband is trying to make sense of what happened.
I pulled the caravan back and the caravan suddenly just went away from me. It threw me over, and when I got myself up off the ground, it stopped, but then Jennifer was shouting that and of course she was trapped underneath it. Can't believe it. After 2.5 weeks away, it comes back and it's this.
Your legs hurt because we put them together? Okay, you've just had some more pain medicine, so hopefully, once that starts to take effect in a few minutes, you should settle down again.
The team have given her TXA, a drug that promotes blood clotting, but she needs emergency surgery.
At the moment, we're just checking hospital availability. Okay. Preston might not be possible for us to go to because they've got a lot of cases in, so it might be Leeds. Yeah, but we'll confirm that back with you, all right, before we move anywhere. Okay?
Thanks, yeah.
We have got a 69-year-old female who's been moving a caravan, and the caravan's rolled on top of her. Injuries-wise, so some left-sided chest pain with slightly reduced air entry on the left, some right lower abdominal pain, and bilateral pelvic pain. In terms of treatment, she's had 8 milligrams of morphine, 4 milligrams of ondansetron, and 1 gram of TXA.
Just going to lift you up now and carry you to the aircraft, all right? On yours, Andy?
Okay, ready, steady, lift.
She's going to be flown to the major trauma centre in Leeds, 40 miles away.
Ready for the lift and basically reverse back out where we came in.
The main concern at the moment is we think she may have a relatively minor chest injury. The bigger concern is that she's got a lot of pain in and around her hips, her groin and her pelvic region. We had one of the blood pressure readings was a little bit low, so we're going to take her to the major trauma centre at Leeds General Infirmary. She'll get her full body CT scan and that'll show us the extent of her injuries.
Surgeons are standing by for Jennifer's arrival. Her condition is beginning to deteriorate.
Her blood pressure started to drop slightly as we were coming through, which is worrying, particularly in any patient that's had that amount of trauma, but particularly in an elderly patient. There's sometimes a chance that they're going to deteriorate very quickly. The trauma centres now are set up so well that all the expertise, all the specialities you may need for the patient deteriorating are already in one place. So what they'll do, the consultants will be around the patient and they'll decide what treatment is best for them. If she needs anything immediate, then you've got the experts already at hand to carry that out.
Jennifer's life is on the line. The next hour will be critical for her survival. Yorkshire's Air Ambulance crews are selected from more than 1,700 frontline ground paramedics, and every 3 years, new recruits arrive to begin training. They must be ready for anything. Gav McCune is one of this year's new arrivals, undergoing training in water awareness.
It's important because we're dispatched on the helicopter, we can be going to remote locations, which might take a long time for might rescue, ambulance or even fire service to get there. So it's important for us to have a lot of a working knowledge of the river, how the water works, all the hydrology and stuff like that, so that we can operate safely there if we need to rescue a casualty.
And it's not long before his first job is coming in. At RAF Topcliffe, the dispatcher is on the line.
Hi, it's Andy on Air Desk. I've got a job for you. It's an RTC just right on top here, basically. 2 vehicles. I don't know the speeds involved. It says it's head-on with a chest injury, possible sternal fracture.
The crash is just 5 miles away.
Top of the tower, head about 98 Alpha, lifting, departing to the west Topcliffe.
Looks good inside, moving forward.
Air Desk from 98, we've lifted from Topcliffe, routing to Baldersby.
Paramedic Ant, who's about to complete his time in the air, will be keeping an eye on new boy Gav.
We're heading to an RTC outside the village of Baldersby. I'm not actually sure of any more details on that at the minute, so I think we'll just have to wait and see what we get when we're on scene. It's only a couple of minute flight, so we'll be on the ground pretty soon, so we'll be able to assess and see where we go from there.
The crash has happened on a busy country road.
I'm just going to go around the back of these units, and we'll go for the corner of the field to the left of the DCA. Yep.
But pilot Steve has a number of hazards making his job harder.
There's a horse rider on the field next to it, though. That's the problem. I'm going to make my approach to this end of the field. Okay, wires are over to the right. Yeah, they go off the other way. Right. Okay, I'm going to put it here, no closer. Yeah.
Two men from the red car are being cared for by local paramedics.
Okay, Eddie driver, you can see frontal impact, whatever, not KO'd, okay, complaining of central chest pain, also left knee and left hip.
Eddie Snedden from Preston is badly hurt. Gav must get up to speed, fast.
Not trapped that we're aware of.
Not for entrapment. He can move this leg and I can move.
And any pain in his neck at all at the minute, or is it just more lower down?
It's here.
The red car was in collision with a Land Rover.
My name's Gavin from the Air Ambulance. Okay, can you remember everything that's happened, Eddie? Yeah. Okay, what we're going to do is try and get you out of this car as quick as we can, okay?
Air Ambulance veteran Owls also keeping an eye on the newly qualified flyer.
So just go a quick listen to your chest, and then we'll try and get you out as quick as we can.
It's feared Eddie has a spinal injury, and the pain in his hips is worrying. It's a complex case.
Gav's just started his secondment here with the Air Ambulance. I'm just finishing, so it's one of my last shifts and it's one of Gav's first, so it's quite good for us to be able to work together and kind of hand over a little bit and work through things. There's a lot of differences from working on the road.
No pain in your chest at all when touching you, Eddie, no? Where's that hurting?
Right in the middle.
Sorry?
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle of your sternum. Okay. We'll try and get some IV access in, shall we? Get some pain relief on and then we can get him out, can't we? Is that all right, yeah?
Yeah.
This patient, as you can see, has had quite a high-speed impact in quite an old car. He's complaining of lower back pain, central chest pain, obviously probably from the seatbelt, sternum, and pain in his hip. So we can't rule out a pelvic injury at the minute. Have you had morphine before? You have. Are you okay with it? Yeah, good.
I don't think he's physically trapped, but he's been able to get out due to care at the moment. So Gavin's in there. He's assessing him further. Going to try and get some pain relief on board.
Eddie's brother is already on his way to hospital. He's less seriously hurt.
Morphine?
Morphine 2021.
Yep.
So any obvious kind of limb fractures or anything?
Not that we can see, there's nothing there at all, no. It's not been trapped, no LOC.
You're thinking morphine for analgesia?
Morphine not just purely for extrication, really, yeah.
They need to free their patient. Gav's trying to make Eddie more comfortable. Morphine should help.
Is that helping at all, Eddie? He's quite difficult to assess at the minute with his pain score and his breathing, because it hurts when he breathes in. But that's not to say that he's masking any other injury. So what we want to do is get the fire brigade to get him out now. We've got him some morphine on board to try and make his pain easy for extrication. We're going to get him out, get him on the board, have another assessment top to toe, and then we can make a plan from there what we need to do next.
At last, Eddie's free.
Eddie? Yeah? Where's your pain now you laid on there?
Chest and hip.
Chest and hip. Which hip?
Left.
Your left hip? So that's painful, is it? Are you able to bend this knee up at all? No, that's fine. Yeah, thank you. And if you straighten it again.
Eddie's legs took much of the impact. It's feared he has a pelvic injury.
Okay, sorry, Eddie. Where's that painful?
Yeah.
Where about? Oh, there. It's in your groin.
So it's in his groin?
Yeah.
I'm thinking this looks more like a hip injury.
It's rotated, isn't it?
Yeah. You might make it worse putting a binder on if it's an isolated hip injury. Do you reckon?
I leave it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we'll leave the binder.
Gav's concluded Eddie's injury probably hasn't damaged his pelvis, but this injury could still have lifelong effects.
Air desk, I'm pilot from Medic 1. I think the plan's to fly this chap to James Cook, so we're just going to finish off getting him packaged and we'll be taking him over to the aircraft.
They're going to fly Eddie to the major trauma centre in Middlesbrough, 25 miles away.
You all right, Eddie? Right, you're in.
Pilot Steve will have Eddie in hospital in 10 minutes.
Ready? Up and back, reject back where we are. I'll lift and then we'll turn tail left so that we're a bit more into wind.
Ant is helping with navigation. Soon he'll be back on road ambulances, facing a simpler but rather longer trip to A&E.
Cloud base is coming down a bit there now. Is a bit murky, isn't it? Yeah. You got James Cook in? Yeah, it's done. It's already there, thanks.
In the back, Gav is getting used to medicine in the air.
Just basically just keep talking to him, just making sure that he's maintaining his airway, so he's not feeling too sick. His pulse rate is fairly steady, so it's not gone up in any way, so that's a good indication that, that he's not necessarily in pain or feeling unwell.
And the new job has some challenges.
Some of the ambulances we work in haven't got much room, but you've got even less room in the back of a helicopter, so it's best to try and get everything done that you can get done before you get inside, because as you see when you're strapped in, it's very difficult to get up if you need to do anything in an emergency.
9-8 landed.
In the next hour, Eddie will be scanned and x-rayed.
He's complaining of sternum pain and pain in his left hip.
Okay.
Other than that, hemodynamically stable. He's had 10 milligrams of morphine and he's had some ondansetron because he felt sick in flight.
Today's accident has left him with life-changing injuries.
Hello, are you Eddie? I'm Kat, I'm one of the consultants here.
His outlook is uncertain. The sun's out on the Yorkshire coast and the beaches are packed.
We're going out that way. We'll be slightly downwind initially. Everyone happy?
Yep.
But in the seaside town of Whitby, there's been a serious accident.
We've been tasked to an incident up in the middle of Whitby. There's someone's phoned after a 10-year-old lass has been knocked over by a car. They've reported that she's got some quite nasty kind of lower leg and foot injuries. It sounds like it's quite badly deformed. So we're on our way up to go and see if we can assist. And obviously if the patient needs to travel to the major trauma centre, then we can get them there a lot quicker than the road vehicle would be able to. The hardest thing dealing with kids when they're kind of really badly injured is they're trying to keep them calm. They're in pain, they're scared, and they don't always sort of know exactly what's going on. So speak to them in a reassuring manner and just let them do the bits and pieces that we need to do rather than try and force them into doing anything, because it'll just make it worse. It'll upset the kid and it'll upset mum and dad as well.
Whitby's famous for its narrow streets, but pilot Harry was born here and he has a plan.
If it's on the road, its exact location that it's indicated on the map, then there's plenty of options. It's just a case of IDing exactly where it is, but you'll be within 150 metres tops of the location.
Yes, I've heard this pilot 150 metres before.
Last time I went to Whitby, it was like a 2-mile walk to the patient. Okay, so looking at the cliff top there, you've got a white building halfway along the sort of built-up area on come right to that, you've got a much taller building. The cliff lift is just to the right of that taller building.
Roger. Got a police car, police van there at 1 o'clock now.
Yeah, okay, seen, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put it onto the potting green or somewhere around that area, just the other side of the road, if everyone is happy with that.
Police are giving the girl first aid. She was hit by this car.
10-year-old Spanish-speaking female. She's run out between parked cars. They've clipped her leg, and it's quite an obvious broken left ankle. Dad is there in the grey t-shirt, and which one was Mum? This is Mum here.
And the Mum.
Hello, I'm Sam. Hello. What's your name, Flower?
Ariana.
Ariana. Hello, Ariana. Can you remember everything that's happened?
Yes.
Ariana's lower leg is badly broken. She's on holiday from Spain.
So listen, we've got some special medicine for you to breathe in that will help with your leg, because is your leg hurting? Yeah? Do you want some of this to make it hurt less then? Do you like milkshakes? So you know when you have a milkshake and you have it through a straw and you suck on the straw, like that? That's what you do with this.
Like
Pajita. Brilliant, good girl. That's fab.
If the fracture has cut off the blood supply, there's a danger if it's not restored. Ariana could lose her foot.
Right, Ariana, can my friend just hold that for you? Yeah. And then while he's doing that, there'll just be a little scratch in your arm, and we'll give you some really good pain relief, and then we can get you sorted.
No, I don't want. Ariana, I don't want.
They need to straighten her leg. But first, paramedic Sam needs to control the pain.
Ariana,
no.
Listen to me, okay? So you know how your leg really hurts, yeah? If we pop this little tube in your hand, we can give you some medicine so that it doesn't hurt.
Estos chicos no te van a hacer daño. I don't want this.
But we'll do it once, and then it'll all be done.
Should it hurt?
It won't hurt anywhere near as much as your leg. Just keep going with that.
All we want you to do is focus on having this gas, all right? You just breathe this and don't think about anything else, all right?
No, I can't.
You're doing really well, all right?
No, wait, please.
Shut your eyes if you want. Mummy's here with you, so nothing bad's going to happen to you. She'll look after you.
It's distressing for Ariana and her parents, but the team must get an intravenous line into her arm.
Sharp scratch.
Well done. It's nearly done.
That's it. That's done.
All done.
That's done. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Now they can give her morphine. She should be able to bear her broken leg being moved.
Keep taking this, look. Good girl. That's the worst thing done. So what we're going to do, Ariana, is we're going to give you some special medicine to make you feel better. And then we're going to pop you on a special stretcher, and then we can take you to the helicopter and take you to the hospital. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's almost time to fly.
Don't worry, we'll look after you.
But the language barrier will make this case even harder. In the picturesque seaside town of Whitby, the team are preparing to take off the hospital.
That's medic one.
With the Spanish victim of a serious road accident.
Yeah, so just confirming we're going to fly this patient. She's a 10-year-old female hit by a car.
It looks like Ariana looked the wrong way when she tried to cross the road.
ETH James Cook's probably going to be about 25 minutes from now. It's going to be about another 10 minutes, 15 minutes packaging and loading onto the aircraft and a 10-minute flyover.
Ariana, how's your foot feeling now? Does it feel any better after that medicine? It feels better, does it? Yeah. Keep breathing that gas and air, and we're going to put that hurty leg into a splint and it will feel better, all right? Ariana, bite on that. Take some deep breaths. Take some deep breaths.
They need to see if blood flow to her foot has been restored.
You've been very brave. So Mummy and Daddy are here with you. We'll look after you. Don't you worry. Just keep going with some nice deep breaths. So I couldn't find a pedal pulse.
She's got one. It's there. Yeah.
They're using gentle tension to relieve pressure on blood vessels inside her ankle.
Right, Ariana, what we're going to do is just going to sort of put your bum so it's flat on the ground. So you can keep that poorly leg where it is for now.
Don't touch my foot, please.
We have to move it because we need to move it to make it better. I know it'll hurt, but it'll feel better soon after. It's all right. You can squeeze my hand if you want. You can squeeze as hard as you like.
I'd say that's more distal tib fib than
yeah. Have we got a good pedal pulse?
Yes, yeah.
Ariana, it's done. It's in that box. Okay.
Blood is once more reaching her foot. It's good news.
How does your ankle feel now that we've stopped moving it? Is it a bit better again?
It's better now.
Just keep going with that.
So Ariana's been clipped by a car driving down the road. It's a relatively sort of low speed impact. She's got a fracture, it looks like, to the bottom of her tib and fib bones, so the lower leg. So we've had to give her some pain relief medicine so we can get that leg back into a normal straight shape and try and reduce the bleeding. We're getting a package onto a scoop. We're going to load her onto the aircraft and fly her to James Cook, which is the nearest trauma centre from here. Her English is amazing, it's much better than my Spanish is, but it is quite challenging to communicate and gain the trust of any child when they're injured. So it has been quite challenging in getting her trust just so we can get these procedures done and get her more comfortable.
It's every mum's worst nightmare. It happened in a moment.
Ariana crossed without looking properly. She said she looked, but she didn't see the car. And then the car kicked her, and, yeah. Fortunately, she didn't kick her head. That was, the good thing, but the leg looks, it's broken. So let's see now. Let's see.
She's going to be flown 25 miles to Middlesbrough.
Try and relax. All right. Mummy's with you, and I promise I'll look after you. All right.
Okay, right, starting, mate.
Yes, mate.
It's a 12-minute flight.
She's landed awkwardly on her left leg, and it looks like a nasty injury that may well require surgery. But kiddies are really great. They're really resilient. As long as you you speak to them gently and coax them and spend a bit of time with them, they will do stuff. She let us put a little needle in her arm. We gave her some painkillers, and we'll get her up to James Cook and get the orthopaedic doctors up there to have a look at her and get her sorted so she can carry on with her holiday.
You're doing really well. Just relax, okay? Mummy's still there, so we'll look after you.
I suppose it's that classic, isn't it, you do on holiday when you go to a country where they drive on the other side of the road.
Yeah.
And you don't look the right direction for the traffic coming.
I've not thought about that, but that would explain a lot, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Orthopaedic surgeons are on standby in the major trauma centre to examine Ariana's leg.
Okay, leave us down. Clear to hospital.
The family holiday is on hold, and Ariana could be heading for the operating theatre. In Preston, accident victim Eddie Snedden is recovering from a car crash that could have killed him.
Talking to two specialists in the Preston hospital, and they're both absolutely astonished that we're still here.
He broke his sternum, the breastbone.
The only way I can describe it is like a chicken bone. You break a chicken bone, it splinters and sharpens. So you've always got one thin side where they won't go back together.
Eddie works in construction, and doctors are uncertain whether he'll be able to return to his job.
Might never happen because the chest bone where it was broke, it's never going to heal. It's just gristle, it's going to be around it, and a heavier touch could damage it again. So when you've been doing that kind of job for like 30 years, it's a hard thing to pull out. So.
In the North Yorkshire countryside, there's a very familiar emergency.
9-9, you got a job for you.
Dispatcher Al is calling the airbase at RAF Topcliffe.
Okay, do you want to go to the grid? Yeah, Roger, it's at the Thirsk Farm auction mart. Somebody been crushed by a cow.
Helimed 99 with paramedic Simon on board will be there in 3 minutes. It's just around the corner.
Okay, 101, all looking good inside. Just the two greens on the master list.
Hey, that's from Element 99. I'll be lifted. Going down very shortly over.
Yeah, Roger, the auction mart staff are aware you're en route. There shouldn't be any animals loose. And they've suggested you might want to land on the grass next to the A19.
Yeah, just here, copy that.
They're heading to an incident, a short hop from base in the Thirsk area, where reports of a man that's been crushed by a bull. We don't really know much about his injuries at this point in time. There's every chance that we'll be first on scene, given how close we are. It's literally a couple of minutes away, so we'll see what we find when we get there.
Visual soon.
Oh, we're here, are we?
Yes.
Hey, that's from 991 final.
Roger.
They're landing at a livestock market where the local farmers are selling their stock. One of them is 73-year-old Steve Potter. He was leading a cow and calf into the sales ring when he was crushed against a wall.
Okay.
How long is straight through that door.
Awesome, thank you. Right.
Local paramedics have beaten the helicopter to the patient.
What's his name?
Steve.
Stephen, how old is he?
73.
Steve's in great pain. His ribs are broken.
So I've got a couple of fractures on my right hand. I'll have a better look at the palpate in a minute.
A flail segment is a very serious injury. It's when several ribs are broken in more than one place. Shards of bone can start catastrophic internal bleeding in the lungs.
Right. Are you allergic to any medicines?
Not that I know of.
Okay, you taking medicines for anything?
Taking, yeah, for type 2 diabetes.
Okay, let's get some... I'm going to pop a little needle in your arm and give you some painkillers, okay? Can we get the bed in?
Yeah.
And start... We'll move him out to the ambulance where it's a bit quieter. Yeah. Yeah, whilst we're doing that, we'll just get some access, yeah.
Steve's age and his diabetes make his case even more serious. Simon wants to give him pain-killing drugs, but Steve's shrugging off his injury.
Just in your ribs.
Just relax. Relax your hand for me. Do you take any blood thinners or anything like that?
Yorkshire farmers rarely retire, and many work into their 80s.
So we're there. We'll get some painkillers on board, and then we'll move him out to the ambulance and make a decision from there what we're going to do, but I would imagine we'll take him to James Cook.
Steve may need emergency surgery. The sale is a major landmark on the farming calendar, and nothing stops the bidding. But Steve was lucky medical care was on hand immediately.
I was actually running a first aid course for some of the members of staff here at the time, and a lady came in and said that a member of the public had been crushed in the ring, so I came down to help deal with it. Well, I'm not actually a trainer, I'm actually a community first responder with the ambulance service, so wasn't expecting to do this today, but yeah, I'm glad I could help, and that's the main thing, so that's what we're here for.
The plan is to fly him to the regional trauma centre in Middlesbrough.
The bottom of your rib cage kind of sits over where your abdominal organs are.
Yeah.
So if you've broken the rib at the bottom, there's a chance it might have just nicked the spleen, which is why you're tender down there, okay?
They're driving him to the waiting chopper. In this case, time is of the essence.
We'll get you into the back of the helicopter and then we'll take you up to James Cook. So what exactly happened?
He's just turned on me sort of thing.
Got a bit feisty.
Yeah.
Look more comfortable.
A bit more, yeah.
Has that medicine helped to it?
Probably has a bit, yeah.
Okay, good.
Steve's condition is stable, but that could change.
Hello there, it's Helimed 99, Yorkshire Air Ambulance, coming in with a trauma patient. 73-year-old male that's been crushed by a bull. He's got a left-sided chest injury with an apparent flail. He's got pneumothorax but not under tension, and he's got some left upper quadrant abdominal pain, query splenic injury. Heart rate currently is 100, sats were 95 on oxygen, rest rate of 22, and our ETA is going to be about 10 to 12 minutes. So this gentleman unfortunately had an altercation with a bull and has sustained a significant chest injury as a result. Feels like he's got a number of rib fractures. Those rib fractures are concentrated in one place, which makes the rib cage unstable, what we call a flail segment. And underneath it appears that he's damaged the lung. There's reduced air entry, which suggests that the lung might have collapsed.
Pilot Harry is flying Steve 25 miles north to Teesside.
Okie dokie.
Oh, you good left?
Cool.
Got visuals of the wires.
Okay, into the hover, 2 good engines pulling 101, just greens, going up and back from here.
Yeah.
Livestock accidents are a common occurrence for the team.
Hey, let's go with 99. Let's get routed up to James Cook.
I'm going to give you a little bit more painkiller, okay?
And Simon knows from experience to be extra cautious.
Farmers can be notoriously difficult as patients because they tend to be quite stoic about their pain, so they don't give much away. He was a pretty grotty colour when we got to him. He was quite pale, which suggested that he was pretty uncomfortable and potentially quite unwell. One of the big problems with chest injuries is that the pain often causes them to splint, so they don't take deep breaths, which affects their oxygenation. So we want to make sure that they're adequately covered for pain relief so that they continue to breathe effectively.
That's from Helimed 99. We're on finals for James Cook.
Steve is heading for Rhesus, where thoracic surgeons are available to assess his injuries. His livelihood relies on him being fit enough to farm. In the market town of Pontefract, an ambulance is racing to the scene of a serious bike accident.
I know you said that it's not responsive, but are there any obvious injuries? Is there any serious bleeding?
At Air Ambulance headquarters, the crew are listening in to the 999 call.
Right, has he still got his helmet on?
No. Did he have an helmet on? No, he didn't have one on.
The biker could have a major head injury. Helimed 98 is on the case.
Fuel is 530 keys present.
It's just 7 miles. Dr. Paul and the team will be there in 3 minutes.
The initial reports are that he wasn't wearing a helmet. He may well be unconscious. Head injuries can be very serious, and if this gentleman is either unconscious or agitated or confused when we get there, that's a significant worry from our point of view. There's nothing we can do about the initial head injury that happened at the time. It's all about preventing what we call a secondary brain injury.
It's happened on a housing estate.
So you're going to have to get through them gardens and, yeah, somehow.
Yeah, we should be able to get through there.
You get your back round the back of them flats, through the corner of them flats, and then you're onto the road, mate.
Yep, no worries.
Pilot Gary's heading for a patch of waste ground.
Okay, the house on the right-hand side with the hot tub, mate. You can get through that, it's got a gate. In fact, there's a bloke on the right-hand side.
There's a man in that garden, yeah, he'll let us through, won't he?
Give us a shout if you need anything, Al.
Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah, I guess blood and ventilator tone maybe the
cleared out.
Paul and paramedics Tony and Anthony are on foot from here.
So we've landed in a field, probably half a kilometre away. Had to come through somebody's back garden. Now we're just making our way to the job, so we'll find out what we find when we get there. You all right, chaps? How are you?
Jordan Clark is 23. He hit a fence after coming off his bike.
He's been coming about 30-40 miles an hour on the pavement and has lost control. And according to witness, he's gone in about 15-20 foot.
Right.
Landed where he is now.
Yeah.
You can only see an abrasion on his head at the moment, and he's complaining of pain to both of his legs.
Is it?
His relatives rushed to help, but they found him confused and in great pain.
He's come off kind of 30-40 miles an hour. Unfortunately, he wasn't wearing a helmet, and he's managed to crash into the fence that's got concrete along the bottom of it. So potential for serious injuries.
Police gave Jordan first aid until a local paramedic crew arrived.
Where's the worst of your pain?
My legs.
Your legs, what, both legs?
Yeah.
And is it at the top, the middle, and the bottom?
Middle and bottom.
Middle and the bottom?
Yeah.
And is it both as bad as each other?
It turns out that it's not the first time he's come off.
Might start getting a cannula stuff ready, mate. Would that be okay? Just a cannula kit set up and ready to go in, that'd be ideal.
They're going to give him pain-killing drugs through an intravenous line.
Because what we're going to have to do, we are going to have to move you a little bit just so we can get you off this floor. Okay? Yeah. Let's just get him on his back then and see what we've got, all right?
Happy that says Fenta now? Yep. 20 Fenta. Thank you.
Ready, steady, roll.
Let's stop. Well done, Jordan.
He's answering the medic's questions, but he could still have a brain injury. And Dr. Paul wants to rule out fractures to his legs and arms.
Where's the worst of your pain, my friend? Where does it hurt most of all?
My knees and below.
Say again, fella.
My knees and below.
Your knees and below, okay, mate? Right, any pain in your chest?
No, mate, feels fine.
Take a deep breath in for me. Well done, we'll get you some painkillers in a second.
I'm going to bob a little needle in your arm.
We've given him some painkiller called fentanyl, which is stronger than morphine because it works a little bit quicker. Despite the mechanism, I can't actually see any obvious major trauma, and again, clinically, he didn't have any lower back pain, and he had no hip pain. Local hospital, guys, from here would be... Pinders. I'm happy to go to Pinders. Sure.
The local A&E is only a 10-minute drive.
I've got a 23-year-old male patient who's been travelling at approximately 30 to 40 miles an hour on his motorbike. Didn't have a helmet on, and I think he slipped on the wet road. He's complaining of some pain bilaterally to both lower legs. Both legs are neurovascularly intact, and there's no evidence of any significant lower limb fractures. The bones are pointing in the right direction.
Dr. Paul and the team are going to A&E at Pinderfields Hospital with their patient.
Medic, what's where 999 mode activated.
They're concerned his condition may get worse.
Do you ever wear a helmet, Jordan?
I'm on hold today. Karma.
You are, mate?
Karma today.
Karma.
Do you think you'll wear it now?
No, I'd have it on now if I could. I think I need to wear it all the time.
You do? He's had a lucky escape, really. He's come off a motorbike with no helmet on. He's okay to go to the local trauma unit for those further tests and treatment.
His worried family will wait for news, but Dr. Paul is optimistic.
They're going to have another good look at him top to toe like we did at the roadside to make sure there's no other significant injuries that we've not come across. Still concerned about those lower legs. It's likely that he'll go off, he'll have a scan that will show any more significant injuries and some x-rays of his legs to find out if he's got any broken bones, and they'll be treated appropriately at the time.
It looks like their patient beat the odds. The team's seen plenty more bikers who choose not to wear a helmet and pay with their lives. Jordan needed surgery on his legs and to remove gravel from his arms and hands. He tore several ligaments and needs a further operation. But he escaped a major head injury, despite his decision not to wear a helmet. Doctors at Leeds General Infirmary found that Jennifer, trapped under the family caravan in a freak accident, had shattered her pelvis. She was left totally immobile and spent 5 weeks recovering from reconstructive surgery. She's been warned it could be 2 years before she's fully fit. It was 3 months before Spanish holidaymaker Ariana could walk without crutches, but she has now made a good recovery. Farmer Steve broke 9 ribs and spent 4 days in a high-dependency ward.
Fortunately, the cow didn't have horns, so that was a bit of a relief. It sort of been, probably worse injured sort of thing.
And his accident has made him a little more wary of his livestock.
When I go into the cows now, if I probably have one that's looking a little bit, staring at me a little bit, we give it a wide berth sort of thing.
North Yorkshire's farmers are big supporters of the Air Ambulance team, for good reason.
Well, they did an absolute marvellous job, we couldn't do without them, really.
When lives are on the line,
Are there any obvious injuries?
these men and women will risk theirs
The lad who was driving's got blood coming out of his face.
to save yours.
RTC trap.
They deal with the most serious injuries.
The patient is described as bleeding heavily.
Directly below his ear. There's a lot of blood there.
The most critical illnesses.
The reports of a male who's in cardiac arrest, and without any action, the patient will die.
The 2 Yorkshire Air Ambulances cover Britain's biggest county.
Mark?
Yes, I'm doing the run.
No, you're not doing a run. You were doing a run.
5 million people rely on them
All right, sorry, sweetheart.
to deliver cutting-edge emergency medicine
We're just going to go to sleep. He's not looking particularly good.
at high speed.
If you can activate your major hemorrhage protocol.
Every day brings high stakes.
You need to go to hospital and have a pacemaker put in.
He's quite high risk of having a cardiac arrest.
High risks.
The big type of injury, potentially somebody may lose their leg.
Hi Jude, I'm Al. We're going to take you for a trip in a helicopter up to hospital, okay?
And high drama.
With that sort of mechanism of injury, I didn't expect for him to survive this crash.
We're on helibed 98, which is Yak today. Sunrise 8:21, sunset 16:01.
Every day starts with a briefing at the North Yorkshire Air Ambulance headquarters.
Payload with the 5 of us on board is 33 kgs, so we've got 10 minutes to burn off any fuel before we carry a passenger.
But this morning, the brief will have to wait. The team are being scrambled to a life or death case.
Radios and lights. Radios are good, landing lights on. Auto trim, we'll leave as it is. Brief, we'll lift and go sideways.
Pilot Steve is flying paramedics Pete and Andy with Dr. Rob to Rydale.
We're heading to a 68-year-old gentleman who's collapsed at home, and the crew on scene have found him to be quite bradycardic, have a very slow pulse. And then as they were trying to move him out of the house, he suffered a cardiac arrest. They've been successful in obtaining ROSC, return of the circulation. However, his pulse is still very slow and weak, so we've been called to try and assist and externally pace him with the defibrillator and try and improve his blood pressure and cardiac function.
The patient lives in a village close to the North York moors. He's a long way from the cardiac unit he desperately needs.
All of our hearts have a natural pacemaker inside. However, if that goes wrong, then the heart's speed could be too fast or too slow. In this case, it's too slow, so it's not functioning properly, so we actually provide the pacemaker on the outside of the chest through the pads, providing little shocks that cause the heart then to improve its cardiac output.
Pilot Steve is homing in on the pensioner's country home.
So we've got that line of trees, and then the one goes off to the right, it's where the two join. Sheep are running. They're off, they're under starter's orders.
They're not coming too close.
Yeah. Don't go by side, just grass. Okay, alright. Good there. Alright, landing on.
Hugh Chomley is fighting for his life. A local ambulance crew have already resuscitated him once.
Yeah, hello there, Hugh. So something happened at 7:30, you think?
Yeah, he's collapsed to the floor. He's been there ever since.
And he was fit and well yesterday?
Yep.
Walked down next to the show.
Marvellous.
Hugh's talking to his rescuers, but then...
So you never had any chest pain? Oh, you all right? Just go down a bit, Ace. Let's just do a bit of percussion pacing. There we go. That's just made our decision.
The blows to Hugh's chest are aimed to kick-start his heart. It all but stopped beating.
I think the plan, what we'll do is, Hugh, your heart's not beating fast enough. It's very slow, so you need to go to hospital and have a pacemaker put in.
Which one are you taking me to?
We'll just need to speak to our pilot, see what he fancies, but maybe James Cook.
It's an unusual case and an unusual treatment.
He's just had a run of asystole, so we are going to pace him. We're just going to set up for that. So it does look a bit iffy laterally, doesn't it, inferiorly? But it's hard to tell because it's so slow.
Dr. Rob fears his patient could go into cardiac arrest at any moment.
It might be a posterior, actually.
The ECG trace is further evidence.
So if you look at that, yeah, I think he's probably having a posterior MI.
An MI is a heart attack.
We're going to give you some medication to make you a bit sleepy. We have to.
Oh, I'm not going to miss the
we'd have to do. Yeah, we're going to have to give you some electric shocks that act as a pacemaker.
Yeah, that's okay.
Before the cardiologists have a look at you. Okay.
Paramedic Pete is wiring Hugh up to the defibrillator.
All right, sir. If I just have your arm.
It will act as a temporary pacemaker.
Yep. So you can see on the ECG he's got 4p waves to every QRS, so there's a block there.
So it's firing and not firing right through to the bottom part of the heart, so it's missing every third beat, so the heart rate's 20 instead of 60 to 80.
Hugh's heart is faltering again.
Can you just do another blood pressure? Oh, he's got P-wave ACIS. Pete, just give him a quick tap on the chest.
Sorry, Hugh.
The blows are painful, but life-saving.
See percussion pace in there.
Yeah.
You happy to set the pacer up and start?
I'll start it.
Do you want to do some percussion pace in there? Just keep tapping on the chest.
At last, the defibrillator is ready to go.
Magic, right. OK, let's get him on the scoop.
His heart is once again pumping properly.
Right, have you got a radial pulse there, Pete?
Yeah.
There's no time to waste. Hugh's life is in the balance.
OK, just going to give you something to make this a little bit more comfortable. I'll give it a minute. Right, guys, should we start getting moving and we'll get him downstairs?
Hugh needs surgery to fit an internal pacemaker. Pete and Rob must keep him alive long enough to reach hospital.
So if you put him down for a second, guys, just going to quickly reassess what's happening here. Right, we have lost capture.
The defibrillator is not working properly.
Just have a hope, see what we got there.
Dr. Rob's alerting the cardiac unit.
You're the closest sort of cardiac centre, but obviously James Cook's the next one. I think the ECG might be showing a posterior MI, but it's hard to tell because it's so slow. So we've got mechanical capture now on the external pacer, but I think he needs a more permanent pacing wire putting in.
Once again, they must keep his heart beating manually.
Just keep your arm still, Hugh. Going to give you some more morphine.
I know it's easy for me to say, Hugh, but try not to move for me, buddy.
Lost it again. Sorry, Hugh.
That's working.
Right, OK.
Yeah, that's working.
That's looking more like it.
Initially, when we arrived, he had an episode where his heart was in what we call P-wave ACIS. It was standing still for 30 seconds. So in order to act as a pacemaker and get it to kick back in, you can externally percussion pace, which should put a little shock into the heart and should trigger its own pacemaker to work. And then what we're doing now is we've managed to achieve capture and got the electrical pads acting as the pacemaker at 70 beats a minute, and it does seem to be more stable now, and we're safe to fly him to the cardiologist where they're probably going to put a permanent pacemaker in. We just need to monitor him very closely, and if something doesn't work with the electrical pacemaker, we can step in with our fist or put him on the auto pulse machine.
The team are heading south to the Castle Hill cardiac unit on the outskirts of Hull.
We lost capture again.
Mechanical capture.
Yeah.
You'll turn it up a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, back on again.
It's a 30-mile flight that will take 14 minutes.
Okay, just the fence to the left now. Yeah.
Rob and Pete must prepare to resuscitate Hugh again.
Edison 99, we've lifted heading Castle Hill. Can I just confirm with a secondary transfer, please, Ellen?
Roger, secondary transfer's in.
Super. Received, thanks, man. It's quite unusual. We don't do this very often, and it can be quite fiddly procedure. And he's obviously quite high risk of having a cardiac arrest and requiring CPR and further treatment. But at the moment, he's awake and talking to us, and he's maintaining his airway. We're just providing a bit of pain relief as the regular shocks that have been given through the chest are quite painful to your chest muscles. We're just closely monitoring him now for any more signs of the ventricular standstill that has caused him to collapse. But hopefully we're able to provide the consistent pacing now, and hopefully the cardiologist will be ready to convert that into an internal pacemaker.
Hull's Castle Hill Hospital is now only minutes away. Hugh will be heading straight for surgery, but his survival is in real doubt. In North Yorkshire, a boy's been injured in a serious accident outside his school.
9-9.
Go, mate.
We've got a fractured toe leg and the skin's been removed mid-thigh down to below knee. They've said he'll need to go to James Cook for plastics.
Did you get that, guys? I think he's got some leg injuries and some degloving.
It's not going to be nice for the other kids to see.
The accidents happened in the Dales town of Richmond.
Young child versus a bus, there's a high chance of some serious injury to chest, abdo, head. But the information we've got is the child's got quite nasty leg injuries, and what we call degloving, where there's a lot of skin and muscle potentially damaged. That obviously gives an indication that it's probably being dragged by a vehicle, all the skin's gone and potentially the muscle's being ripped. Very severe injury. What we want is that muscle needs to be carefully washed, cleaned, put back, and that may take quite a lot of operation sort of time to repair.
Dr. Dave Driver's skills might help surgeons save the boy's leg. First aid at the scene is vital, and so is the right pain relief.
What I've been doing is just working out drug doses, and in particular, for a child who's distressed, how we can give analgesia for a very straightforward, rather than use intravenous, we can use intranasal, so we can squirt things up his nose and try and get pain control quicker, without scaring him even more by putting needles in the back of his hand. For this type of injury, potentially somebody may lose their leg if the blood supply is compromised and they can't repair the major blood vessels.
I don't know if that gate's unlocked, you know.
Pilot Jeffs is heading for a park opposite the school gates.
Cheers.
The victim was walking to his mum's car when he was hit by the bus carrying classmates.
Hello. Hello there.
Jude is 9. His mum rushed to his side.
Hi Jude, I'm Al. You all right? We're going to take you for a trip in the helicopter up to hospital, okay?
Jude, 9-year-old.
Yeah.
He's buses coming across the road. Buses clipped him, dragged him under the bus, degloved on the right leg from mid-female all the way down, below kneecap.
He was dragged by the bus for 10 yards.
He's got a big glove from the top of his thigh.
From here down to here.
Okay.
You, Mum?
Yeah.
My colleague Al is just going to check him over.
Yeah.
Nice deep breath for me, buddy.
We'll give him some fence up his nose. It's really good for kiddies. We use it all the time in the emergency department. We want him really comfy.
Jude needs plastic surgery. He'll be taken to the regional trauma centre 20 miles away in Middlesbrough. Mum will go with him.
Do you know how heavy he is at all? That's all right. Well, I'll just use what we know.
Not very heavy.
There's no time to waste. It's vital the blood supply to the damaged tissue is restored quickly.
So I've got that one about here somewhere, yeah.
All right, and now I'm going to squirt something up your nose. It's going to feel a bit funny. So I want you to breathe up and down your nose. So breathe up now. And away. Okay. Imagine. You might feel funny tasting back in your mouth.
To make your eyes water?
No, it's a horrible taste of water.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's good medicine.
Yeah, Telemed 99, got a trauma call for you.
Al is alerting the hospital, so plastic surgeons can be on standby.
OK, so we've got a 9-year-old who's been knocked down by a bus outside his school. They'll be with you into department about 25 minutes, yeah, something like that, yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. You'll be fine. We'll be right with you, OK?
Jude's mum must be given a pre-flight briefing.
Just work your way around and just have a sit down on this one here. That's one there, yeah. Here he is.
Are you warm enough?
Just pop your arms in.
A trip in an air ambulance can be frightening for nervous flyers at the best of times.
The helicopter vibrates, it's very noisy. That's just all normal, don't worry about any of that, OK?
The speed of Helimed 99 means Jude will be in A&E in 10 minutes. He's heading off to hospital, where the fight to save his leg will continue. In the forests of the north, mountain biking is a booming sport, and the air ambulance team are the people called in when things go wrong.
Doctor Radio, Helimed 99 Alpha, listing. Helimed 99 Alpha, no traffic to us.
Paramedics Tyrone and James are heading for woods high in the Dales.
99 Alpha, copy.
LS99, we've lifted, routines settle.
They're homing in on the accident using their new onboard tracking system.
Essentially, we've got a system that shows us exactly where a job is, so you can see actually this is an out-of-area job that we're doing to assist northwest. So you can see you've got the Lancashire border here, and then obviously we can click on the incident and have a look, and it tells us where the closest hospitals are. So it just gives us an idea about exactly how long it's going to take us to get from the aircraft onto a hospital bed. This is a gentleman who's come off a mountain bike in a very rural area. There is an ambulance en route, but they're not sure the ambulance is even going to be able to get to him. He's apparently got neck and back pain, and they're saying he's unable to move. We do go to quite a lot of mountain bikers, and spinal injuries are fairly common.
The biker's friend dialed 999, but he's somewhere in the woods that cover more than 20 square miles.
Patient's next to a brick shed, next to the fire road bordering forest, immobilised but was limping. Some sections of the trail have up to 30-foot steep drops.
LS99, we're overhead grid looking for patient over.
Luckily, Tyrone's eagle eyes come to the rescue.
What's that over there, Lee? That's not DCA, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, is it? Oh, you mean 1 mile to our north? You think that's a DCA?
Look,
yeah, we've got a DCA.
Spot.
Top man.
Pilot Lee's heading for a touchdown in a clearing.
I think it's going to have to be the road, isn't it? Alright, it's on you on the left, mate. Oh, good on the left, mate. You good with that?
There's a fence just behind, I'm not sure you're clear of yet, Lee.
Okay, I'll keep going forward. Left skid on the path, right skid on the path. Yeah. Happy? Yep.
Cool.
Okay, lower the power. No, landed.
Local medics have started treating the rider. Their patient is 41-year-old Dale Newman.
Right, mate. I'll just gently pop your helmet off. Okay, is it really tight or is it? Can I loosen this at the back?
You can.
Is there just like a quick...
Yeah,
oh, actually,
there
we go.
It looks like he's broken his neck.
We'll see if we can move you. If it's too painful and we can't, we'll see about getting you some pain relief on board. Okay. How do you feel?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I can get up.
Yeah.
I just can't lose neck side to side.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, actually, we don't want you to move it side to side, so that's really good. So what we're going to do is, I think we'll shuffle you forwards and then we'll just lay you down onto our board.
He landed on his head after coming off. His riding buddy went to find a phone signal and got lost.
Hi, mate. I'm so lost, mate. I'm so lost. I just cannot find you. I've phoned for an ambulance, and then I've gone back, and because these bloody bike paths are one way, I've took the fire track, and I've just got completely lost. God, I don't know what to do. God, what a day.
Despite having a serious neck injury, Dale has walked from the accident site to where he is now.
Best way to do this, what I don't want to do is start pulling you. Yeah. Do you think if we assist you, you'd just be able to pop yourself over? Is that all right if we just maybe hold on to your belt and just kind of try and... Is that too much?
Is that pain? Chest.
Your chest, okay. Are you all right to maybe start drawing up some more for it? Is that okay?
This should have been just another bike ride with a mate, but now any movement is agony.
Just have a little listen to your chest, just do some big deep breaths. Is that hurting when you're taking a deep breath?
Yeah, deep breath.
Okay, just do as much as you can, okay? Just moving fine. Do you feel out of breath or anything? Oh.
I do now.
Yeah, before we started messing with your chest and trying to get you to move and things.
Doing like deep breaths, that's out of the breath stuff. I think I've been sat here for quite a while now. I've got no energy to try and move over.
Another group of bikers stopped to help.
We were out mountain biking and then the casualty and his friend have just come past. So we've brought him inside here to try and sit him down and immobilise him because he was complaining of an injury to his neck and the top of his back. And then his friend cycled off to go and get a phone signal and try and call for help.
Scratching your arm, but all right.
So he's walked from where he's had the accident. It said it's taken him nearly an hour to walk, but obviously we didn't want him to be walking any further with what sounded like a neck injury.
Right, mate, good. Morphine.
He says he was riding on sort of a steep technical bit and he's gone into a ditch with his front tyre and I think perhaps hit a wall, but he's banged the top of his head because he's got cracks in his helmet that I can see there. So then I think the impact of him landing on his head has injured his neck and then he's complaining of pain, the top here and the top of his back.
Even though he's already walked a mile, it's vital Dale's neck is immobilised. His spinal cord could be damaged or severed by further movements.
Right, mate, we're just going to put this collar on you. Okay, so I'll try and get it around under your T-shirt, okay. What it will do is stop you from having to kind of hold your head as much as you can, relax it a little bit into the collar. So.
Now his neck's protected, James and Tyrone must get him onto a rigid scoop stretcher.
Somebody want to get his head and I'll move his bum down. Put your feet in the middle there.
I've got my hand behind you, so you're not going to tip back, okay? I've got your head as well, okay?
Right, nice and still, bud. 1, 2, 3, move.
Try and keep nice and still for us and we'll get you laid down in a sec, all right?
Dale's been given morphine, but he's still in great pain.
Nice and slowly, I'm going to lay you back, okay? Ready? Yeah. Okay, so just backwards, nice and slow, nice and slow. That's bro. You okay? Is that hurting your chest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can see your neck, all right? I'm suspecting that you might have broken it. You do need to lay you flat. Okay. Just try and relax. Okay, the more you tense up, you're just going to hurt yourself. Yeah. Relax best you can, okay? Okay. We don't want to cause you a further injury, that's it, that's a problem.
All right, that's it. We've got you, we're not going to let you fall back, okay? That's it, and then just back you come. Relax as much as you can.
Relax. You all right? Relax. You're doing well.
Don't try and hold yourself.
Doing well, bud. You're all right, just relax. If you want to relax your shoulders, you can. You're nearly there. Nearly there.
A lot further than you did before.
We'll give you some more pain relief once you're laid down, okay? That's it, well done. Well done.
Last bit now, you're nearly there.
Well done. That's it.
That's brilliant.
Dale's rescue was delayed by the lack of mobile phone coverage out here. Even the medics are having communication problems.
That's for Medic 2. I've not got any phone signal here, so can I pass you a pre-alert for Royal Preston, please, Ella? Query C spine injury and he has chest pain as well. He's had 7.5 milligrams of morphine. He's immobilised. He took his own ibuprofen prior to our arrival.
Lee's going to fly Dale direct to Lancashire's main regional trauma centre. It's a 10-minute journey, and a smooth flight will reduce the chances of further damage to their patient's spine.
This gentleman's walked a significant distance from where he had his accident. Nonetheless, when we arrived at him, we could see that he was using all his neck muscles to sort of self-splint and hold himself up, which can be a sign sometimes that you've damaged some of the bones in your neck. So our plan is we're going to pop him down to Preston and they can have a little look at his neck there, probably do a CT scan and try and work out whether or not it's fractured. In general, we would advise that anybody with neck pain after a traumatic injury stay still and stay where they are. Nevertheless, the caveat to that is if you're not in a safe place and you feel that you're in danger, you can always move.
Dale's on his way to orthopaedic surgeons.
No, landed.
He may face surgery, but at the moment, his biggest worry is his wife.
She's a copper, so she's going to kill me for wasting your time.
No, you haven't wasted our time. Look, we think it's the easiest and best thing to do is to bring you here by air, you know, because of the injury that we suspect you might have. So it's not a problem. If you were wasting our time, we wouldn't have brought you. All right.
But the team know his accident may turn out to be life-changing. Dale's injury is serious. Back in Richmond, one of the team's patients is making a remarkable recovery. Jude suffered very serious injuries in a freak accident outside his school.
On the day I got hit by a bus, I was actually going back to get a Harry Potter book, which I'd left at my school, and I wasn't really looking where I was going, and my legs got ran over by a bus, and my kneecap came off, and I tore a ligament.
For his mum, it was a terrible ordeal.
Honestly, I thought there was probably two options. I thought he was either going to die or he would definitely lose his leg. I didn't think that there was even an option that he would be okay in the future.
He faced extensive reconstructive surgery at the James Cook Hospital in Middlesbrough.
Now that he's recovered and he's running around just like anyone else, I think you wouldn't even know to look at him that he's been through all that horrific accident. They've given him his life back fully, and you know, that's just amazing, really.
But without the air ambulance team, this might not have been such a happy ending for Jude.
Oh, they were all phenomenal. They were brilliant, and we can't thank them enough. Really, really grateful to everything they did.
Ambulance service, is the patient breathing? Okay, what's the telephone number that you're calling from?
Right, and are you travelling north or south from the Lehman Bar services?
Yorkshire's 999 ambulance control room is dealing with a flood of calls from a busy road leading to the A1 motorway.
If it's south to do so, go towards this car if it's south to do so.
At Nostell, the call's being monitored by the air desk. It's serious. Car versus lorry.
How many people are hurt and how many people require emergency help?
Helimed 99's being scrambled, with paramedics Tony and James and Dr. Brian on board.
Tail's coming left. 72%.
The scene of the crash is a 40-mile flight away.
The lorry v car up motorway, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, just listening you took Carl, mate, just before I left desk. It was just one patient in the wagon.
Pilot Jeff must get the medical team on the ground.
You on the road?
I was just thinking, in the field behind the blue lorry, there's a gap. Unless you're happy to go on the road if it's shut.
It's shut at this end, look.
Yeah, go for that then, mate, if you're happy.
Jeff's aiming for a landing site surrounded by trees and busy with cars and motorists who've stopped to help.
And we're going to have a little bit of turbulence as we go down below the height of the trees.
Just got that one person walking away from us on left side of the road.
They're down and ready to join a major rescue operation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's led by aircrew paramedic Lisa, who drove to the scene.
He's basically got that lorry head on, his engine's all over the road. GCS 14, but he's dropping agitated, pale, clamour. He's trapped from legs down at the moment. Doctors querying pelvis and femurs.
The car hit this truck almost head-on. The impact was devastating. The engine and gearbox were thrown 10 metres. The driver's fighting for his life.
So I think the plan is Lisa's already prepping for an RSI, Brian's going to do drugs. Okay. We'll have him out, RSI him, pelvic binder, reassess his femurs, have a look at his pressures from a blood point of view, and we'll have that standing by. So I just wonder whether it's worth, I think, giving set run through, primed. And then we can just
Dr. Brian and Lisa are preparing to anaesthetise the driver, but he's still trapped by the twisted metal of his hatchback.
Plan is, we're going for a roof removal at the minute. If he crashes, they're going to rip the driver's door off and we're going to drag him out. We're probably going to end up bringing him out on a spinal board, so we'll have that split ready. I'll sort that if you two want to do that. All right.
The young driver's blood pressure is dropping. For the fire brigade, it's a race against time. He's being given saline and a transfusion is being prepared. Dr. Brian is concerned.
They said his blood pressure's not picking up anymore, so we'll give blood anyway.
Now the roof is off, they can at last examine their patient.
Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to look at getting you out in a minute, but we just need to obviously make a bit more space around you. All right, buddy. Has anything changed since my colleague last spoke to you? Any pain anywhere new? I know, I accept that. We're going to get you out in a minute, darling. Any pains in your legs at all? No? And you don't feel wet down by your legs or anything? Don't feel like you're bleeding? Deep breath in your chest? Any pain when you're breathing? All right, buddy. Keep talking to my colleague there and we're all going to get you out shortly, okay?
It's feared the driver's losing blood from his legs, but they can't yet see them. He's severely trapped.
So we're just going to try and get a bit of a central ram on it.
Okay.
We're then going to clip this door at this side so we can try and create a bit of space. About 2 or 3 inches more slide on the seat if it'll move.
Yep.
Once we've got that up and running, we should have enough space to just be able to slide him up and out the back.
Okay, no, that's fine.
The hydraulic cutters are making progress, but it's agonisingly slow.
And it's delayed at the moment. It's getting the patient out of the car. It's quite severely cracked in the vehicle, so there's a lot going on to get him out. And obviously everybody's aware of the tank that's involved.
Their patient is becoming more distressed.
Just try and relax, buddy, all right? We're going to get you out, all right? Keep that mask on.
Keep your arm on there.
Can you see anything pinning his legs? There's no obvious bleeding, is there, in his legs?
We couldn't see anything initially.
The team want their patient freed now, before the situation gets any more critical. 30 miles away, the other helicopter has been diverted to a freak gardening accident.
Hi, desk 999. I wonder if you had any further details.
Patient's got a large branch stuck in a calf, which is exposing muscle and flesh. The branch is still in her leg. It's probably about 10 or 11 inches long.
Paramedics Sammy and Sam are being sent to the outskirts of the market town of Selby.
Should be slightly right at the nose on the edge of this little estate bit that sticks out.
Yes, literally.
It's the houses closest to the back, with a person that stood in the white field in the back.
Visual.
999, sorry you were overspoken, but we do have a visual with the scene making final approach. Over.
Pilot Harry is aiming to drop his medical team at the bottom of the patient's garden. For the neighbours, a peaceful bank holiday is over.
Oh, it's an easily climbable fence by the look of it, it's a bar fence. Okay, that'll do, because I don't want to blow down any more trees.
Desk 99 landed.
Kath Johnston was helping her husband when she tripped and impaled her leg on a broken branch.
You want to grab that first?
Sam's going to take over her care.
Hello, so what's your name, love?
Catherine.
Hi, Catherine, I'm Sam. So what's happened?
I know I'm in the wrong shoes. Half my legs on there, and that's in there.
Oh, yes. See what you've done.
Oh, yes. Don't say oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Can you feel me touching there?
Yeah.
And down this side?
Yeah.
So I'll try not to do anything that'll tickle you, because I don't want you to move it, obviously.
Yeah, that feels...
It feels a bit numb and a bit strange. There's some nerves and other bits that obviously run down your leg, so I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of bruised them, if they're a little bit stretched or something because of where it is. We'll obviously have to take it to hospital. I'm not going to do an operation to take it out here. That would seem unnecessary. So we'll get like a splint and basically just put your leg, like put that on your leg just to keep everything kind of nice and still. We'll find out how close the ambulance is or if we've got any available, because it's a really busy bank holiday, and then we'll go from there. But we'll give you some painkillers, we'll get you comfortable, and then we'll worry about all that kind of stuff.
Her husband saw what happened.
We decided not to do any gardening today because we've done such a lot the last 2 days, and then we just said we'd move a pot, which is the big green one there, move it down in between where those 2 trellises are. So we're carrying it between us, and Kath tripped up over the bush that's only been fairly recently pruned, so it's all sharp ends and short. But yeah, I mean, she's not cracked anything, so she's a strong woman.
Sharp scratch.
Well, actually, that's not bad.
Although Kath is calm, it's clearly a serious injury, and the risk of infection is very high. She needs a trip to hospital, but reaching the helicopter is tricky.
I think it would be better if it was kind of flat out to the helicopter. It'd be fine, but it's a little ditch.
For Sam, it's not as simple as pulling the branch out.
There's a few reasons why you wouldn't take it out, but they're all kind of to do with the damage that you can't see. So if that branch has gone anywhere and it's either snagged on a nerve or it's gone through a blood vessel, it might be just kind of holding that blood vessel still, or it might just be just on the edge of severing a nerve or some other important structures. So without being able to do it in theatre when you can actually look and see all the nerves and the blood vessels, it's not sensible to take stuff out.
So what we're going to do then is cover this nice and neat. Are you allergic to sticking plaster?
I don't think so.
So I've got that wet.
So nice and steady. You relax your leg, no tension, and I'm just going to raise it slightly. There we go. Shall we slide this under whilst we do that as well?
Sammy is trying to make sure movement doesn't make the injury worse.
Has it got a bit better?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. That's what we like to hear.
A ground ambulance has now arrived on scene.
I'm just feeling so silly.
It's an accident, isn't it? These things happen.
Right.
They'll be driving Kath to hospital in York.
Sam is going to support your leg for you. There we go.
Worked out. Well done.
Thank you.
You shuffle yourself back into the stretcher for us.
She'll need surgery and intensive antibiotics, and a less rigorous gardening regime in the future. On a busy road in North Yorkshire, firefighters are struggling to release a young driver. trapped after his hatchback hit a lorry head-on. He has severe leg injuries.
He is becoming more and more anxious and a bit more fighty.
The team are concerned he's losing blood.
He's not got a radio pulse, his blood pressure is around 75 systolic. He looks pale, cold, clammy, his level of consciousness is dropping, so he's seriously ill at the moment.
It's looking like bilateral tib fibs now we've got into that side, so yeah.
James thinks the man has 2 broken legs. The team are standing by to give him emergency treatment the second he's released.
Keep that mask on, kiddo. I know it's a bit restrictive, but keep that mask on. There's one man.
The metal of the car has folded around the driver. It's hard to get cutting equipment in without injuring him further.
Just watch your arm, kiddo.
Someone's on with it, I think.
Literally, mate, less than 10 minutes you'll be out. All right, bear with us.
But firefighters are making progress. And at last, there's a breakthrough.
So his legs are now free.
You can lower the back down now. Yeah.
Okay.
Carry on. Don't let me stop.
So we'll crack on and get him out and then reassess from there.
You all right on the spine?
I need to stand up.
I know, well, we're going to lift you out, mate, because your legs are broke.
I need to stand up.
You won't be able to stand, mate. Your legs are broke, okay? Just bear with us.
Yeah, happy.
Yeah, happy to go? Yeah, we'll just get longboard in there.
They're finally going to try and move him, after a terrifying hour trapped in his seat.
From a C-spine point of view, guys, not overly worried. He's actively moving it. The priority is to get him out.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
So he just needs to lean just forward a touch for us.
Yo, I'm not bothered about head as such because he's moving it anyway. We'll reassess that. So just many hands and...
Their patient's going to be slid onto a spinal board.
We're going to lower that back, would it?
Can you keep weight on his shoulder then? So I'm going to call it.
Yeah. Are we ready to move? Ready? Steady. Move. Lay back. Lay back.
Lean back, mate.
Lay back.
That's it. Just keep going like that. Okay.
Ready to go up again, guys? Ready. Brace. Move. Something's stopping. Relax back.
Head back. Put your head back against the relax. It's easier for us. That's it. Keep your head back.
Is he free? Happy to go up again, guys? Ready. Brace. Move. Something's stopping him.
My foot's stuck.
Which foot?
Left foot.
Left foot, guys, believe.
His ordeal isn't over yet. No one can see his feet, but a firefighter can now reach into the footwell.
Relax back.
Right, put your head back on your chest, mate.
Let's go further up, guys, if we can. Happy to move again?
Yeah.
Ready, brace, move. Okay, lying flat, we can get the board angled back.
You get his arm. You got him? Yeah. Someone get his head.
And finally, he's free.
All right. Right, if we can have as many hands down the sides, because obviously he's not fastened on.
Right, he's balanced on the board now.
If we can go straight off the back.
Yeah, where it's us.
Many hands just to stop him from falling off.
Otherwise
One of his legs is shattered. He must be handled with extreme care. One wrong move could force bone fragments through the skin.
That's going to be open if we're not careful as well. I'm just going to try. Now I'm going to pull his right leg, that's all.
There we go.
That's gone back in.
That's in there.
Right, it was.
His left leg is being straightened. Its vital blood flow is restored to his foot.
So as long as the tibia lines up with
in line with big toe,
yeah. Cool.
Rolling this way to start with.
His blood pressure is still quite low, but he's had a blood transfusion, and he's definitely got some fractures to his lower legs. But he does look quite pale and ashen and a bit clammy, so there's always potential that he's got some internal injuries that we can't spot at the side of the road. So the plan at the minute is to bomb him onto the land ambulance and get him off to the nearest trauma centre by land.
We can slide the longboard out.
Yeah.
Happy to move off?
You want to slide the board up before going any further?
We can slide it out from foot end, can't we?
The man's going to be driven to the major trauma centre at the James Cook Hospital in Middlesbrough. For Dr. Brian, it's a positive end to a serious incident.
He was deemed to be unconscious, and with that sort of mechanism of injury, I didn't expect for him to survive this crash.
Police are investigating the cause of the accident. How the car came to be on the wrong side of the road is a mystery. Doctors found the driver's leg was broken in 15 places. He suffered a dislocated hip and a broken pelvis. He was in hospital for 3 months, but has now made a good recovery. Hugh, the man whose heart attack almost killed him, has had a pacemaker implanted in his chest.
I just don't understand why it happened to me. I hadn't felt anything. I hadn't been ill. You know, I'd feeling all right, been rushing around as I generally do. But then that was it. I just went down like a bag of tatties.
He has clear memories of the team's robust treatment for a faltering heartbeat.
I think that percussion pasting, whatever it's called, it was there to save my life, and it did. I'm 68 years old. I want to live to be, well, my father died at 91. I want to beat him.
Gardener Kath has made a great recovery.
Saw the consultant. He took the stick out of my leg, and then I had to have an operation to make sure it was clean and everything. So I was in hospital for 3 days. I've got a bit of scar, but to be fair, I was very lucky.
And thanks to the air ambulance, her life is pretty much back to normal.
We used to do ballroom dancing, and then I had my accident, and so we couldn't go again. So we've only just returned after 18 months. So we're back dancing now, and my leg's okay, it's strong enough.
Surgeons discovered cyclist Dale came within a millimetre of severing his spinal cord when he came off and broke his neck. It was one of 6 fractures to his spine.
He explained basically how close and how lucky I have been, not only to be alive, but to not be in a wheelchair.
He also broke his sternum and bruised his heart in a simple accident.
I think my tyre must have caught the edge of the grass, lost control, missed the bridge, and ended up in the ditch, which was brick-lined, and hit it head first.
The accident has made Dale realise how fortunate he is and to value family life more than ever.
I've got a little daughter, she's Nyla Rose, so I couldn't give her piggybacks, I couldn't pick her up, things like that. So at certain stages throughout the recovery, when I could start doing things like that again, meant a lot. Probably not emotionally, it meant a lot to me, but to her, she could see her dad getting well again. But I am incredibly lucky that I am going to make a full recovery, and I've taken that decision to use that drive and do everything I can in life now.